and welcome to LARPs and Tarps. This week we'll be talking about all our plans for the upcoming event. We are very excited to be going to E4.
I wouldn't say I'm very excited. I'm madly excited.
I'm joined by Uncle Nietzsche and Tristan, and I, of course, am Lupita.
Hello. Is everyone hyped?
I'm very hyped. I can't wait. I can't believe it's, at the time of recording this, it's a week away.
Oh, I feel like we need a LARP scale in the fridge where we put the LARP meter forward once every week closer we get to LARP.
I actually have on my phone, I have a little widget which is like countdown to LARP. Like it tells me how many days. Like literally the day after the first of the event we've been to, I'm like change the date to the next one.
Yeah. LARP hype is in the red, I feel.
I can't fucking wait. It's ridiculous. But yeah, we thought, in solidarity with the LARP noobs, specifically with Ian,
Ian. We love the Pre LARP ramble.
We'd do a Pre LARP episode to join the Pre LARP ranks, and yeah, like you say, talk about all the shit we're doing, getting ready, what we plan on doing whilst we're there. Who wants to go first? Because I haven't. You guys have got notes. I haven't, so I feel like I'm just going to be freeform nonsense, which might be better for the back end of this.
Oh, who doesn't love some freeform nonsense? Shall we go around in a circle and make a point each and keep it flowing that way?
Yeah. I don't want to just be, talking loads. I'd rather take turns.
Well, I do, but that's fine.
Well, okay.
That's the classic Tristan.
I think let's talk first about the things that we've made and prepared.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
/ fixed, in your case, Tom.
Yeah, shall we go for Tristan first, since you've been the most crafty of us all? I say you've been the most daring.
Well.
Yeah. Actually picking up new skills for
right. So I basically I wanted to make some kit that's more in line with the house I'm joining into to kind of match the colours. I'm not allowed to wear the heraldry yet because I'm not actually officially a member of the house. But to represent the fact I've kind of moved, I'm associated a bit more with them, I have been making kit. So I made a tunic and a surcoat, both in the colours of House Dulac. Which really handily, so I was kind of like wanting to make some stuff because I went to look, I was like, right, I'm going to buy some kit. And I went, that's like another 70, 80 quid.
If you buy from the rack, it really racks up quickly.
And I was like, okay, how hard can it be? So I had a look on the Profound Decisions website and they've got like a bunch of guides for making kit. So they had...
Like, specific question about this in terms of cost. Did you buy a sewing machine specifically for this?
No. So I looked at the guide and I was like, I know crafty people. So a few of my friends have sewing machines. So I got in touch and I was like, I borrowed a sewing machine from a friend of mine. And then I looked at the Profound Decision website, which basically tells you how much fabric you need. And then just like a breakdown of like how to cut the fabric and how to put it all together. So I think it's like how to make a simple tunic, and it got like, I think it was like 1.5 meters or 2 meters of fabric, and then also a guide to how to make a surcoat, which is kind of like a tabard but joined at the sides. And I got the fabric for that, and then just spent the next 2 weeks of kind of crafting it, and it was really fun to do. So I borrowed my friend's sewing machine, set it up, and I'm really happy with it.
It does look really good.
Thanks. I've been waiting to have my hair cut before I did like a photo shoot because I've looked like an absolute mop for the past like few weeks. But I'm going to take some photos to put on the Instagram.
Yeah, I walked in the house thinking, why am I on the Millennium Falcon? Why is Chewie here?
That's wonderful. Well, yeah, no, I've just been a mess. So I've had my hair cut now. But also every time you came into my house, it looked like you were at a seamstress's shop because it was just like a sewing machine, piles of fabric and cotton and stuff.
It's great. I'd love it if you did all this effort and then you were like, on your fucking bike, Tristan.
Can you imagine? Well, they're not allowed to do that.
No.
They've already set the test. In fact, they're not. Fun fact about Dawn, if you ask an Earl for the test, they have to give you a test.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But they can make it impossible.
Yeah, which is, if you listen to our Dawn history episodes where I talk about, they can tell you, for example, to go jump over the River of Sighs, which is basically impossible without a horse.
Yeah. And all the horses are dead.
All the horses are dead.
Well, if you strap enough Drew slaves together...
That's not jumping, though.
If they jump.
If they jump.
But yeah, so that's the majority of what I made. And then from the offcuts, I made a banner. So Dulac has got like a fox banner and red and blue colours. And I had some spare. Literally every week I've been like, right, I finished my main projects.
Another question, because, finance nerd. How much did the fabric cost you?
So, to put things into context, I bought enough fabric for 2 garments. I've got loads spare. I could probably make another garment. With that, I've made a banner. I've made some more adornments. I've still got a hell of a lot of fabric left. I spent 40 quid on fabric for something that was going to cost me 80 quid for 2 garments and nothing else.
And you've still got so
And
much
I've
left
still got
over.
loads of it left.
And obviously it's hobby time as well. It's being productive and, you know, I'm sure it's quite...
It's rewarding,
Yeah.
and it's also, like you say, cheaper. And also you know that it's not been... I'm not saying anyone does this, but you know where it's been made. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, it's not been made in some sweatshop somewhere.
You've got a sense of pride as well, I suppose.
So I was really happy with that. And yeah, that was my crafting thing, so I can't wait to show it off next weekend. You've been making stuff as well, haven't you, Kerry?
Yeah, I mean, not loads of stuff. Obviously, I made my little potion cart before the last event. So I've got that to tide me over for crafts for now. And I've just basically made more potions. Though last event I did watercolours to get the colour. And I found that the paint sort of separated from the water. And I was left with it settling in the bottom and then it becoming a shake to activate potion where you could get the colour back, but only temporarily.
That's perfect.
Which I know you really like that as a roleplay sense, but personally, I just feel like it's a bit shitty. I would like a shelf full of very vibrant, colourful potions.
Could you imagine? You're on the battlefield, you've been stabbed up. It's like, gotta shake this potion.
Hang on. Like an inhaler.
Well, you do have to do 5 seconds of appropriate roleplay.
Exactly.
So 5 seconds
Though,
of shaping that potion.
To be fair, I've switched to using just diluted paint, which I have noticed there is some at the bottom, but then I'm not sure if that's where it's sunk to the bottom before I've been able to mix it in.
Yeah, it could have.
because it sticks to the bottle a little bit.
Your other option is food colouring, right?
But then I need to get a pipette to get like the colouring right, and then some things need to be cloudy. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to get the colouring right on that. Whereas I already had I already had watercolours and I already had paints because I do a lot of painting and watercolouring.
Or
So
squash.
do you know any blue squashes?
WKD.
It's not squash, but I'm sure people would be quite happy to drink
It's
WKD.
definitely blue.
It's definitely blue. I wanted to use things that I had initially, and I might go into food colouring because I could always just do it in a jug and then pour it in to the little bottles. But I feel like it'd be quite hard to do food colouring on such a small scale because it's quite strong. Because you don't need a lot of food colouring to make like a cake blue. So I can't imagine you'd need a lot to make water blue.
No, I imagine you wouldn't need much at all, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't want to make anything too strongly one colour because especially it's all about mixing it into different colours and making it sort of a tealy colour. And I liked how it was easy to really get the exact colour that I wanted with watercolour, and it's not even as easy with paint to get that exact colour.
I absolutely love your potion cart.
I'm
so
very
good.
happy with it. I mean, even if I do ever change nation, I'm definitely going to be sticking with Apothecary just for the fact that I just think the potions are beautiful. I would love some more interesting looking bottles, especially when I do eventually get around to making some more powerful potions like the Sovereign Specific. I would like to have something a bit bigger, but you can't use glass bottles really, and it's hard to find.
What does your Sovereign Specific look like?
It's kind of a silvery grey with sparkles inside.
And what's the
It's got
bottle?
glitter.
It's like a big bottle.
Is it
You
plastic
can't
or
see my
glass?
hand notions, viewers, but probably about 4 or 5 inches in
About
height
twice
with a
the
little
size of
cork
mine, I think.
on top. I wouldn't mind getting a little chain attached to it. I think I said this in a previous episode, so it can be like, drink in case of emergency, feed this to me, and it's in an obvious location.
Is it a plastic bottle?
Yeah, it's a plastic
Oh, that's
bottle.
good. Yeah.
I mean, you've got, I know that people were talking about, so sometimes at Halloween, or at one point Halloween, Fanta were doing like these little potion bottle drinks.
Oh, cool.
It's like little spherical, but then also all the vendors have got like, stuff. What you do need is a bandolier.
A bandolier.
If you go to the field, like a big kind of like strap that goes over you where you can put the potion. So as you're running onto the field, I love the idea of you running up to someone with a potion, being like, right, get you all out.
It's very much a battle physic kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
It's assuming I don't intend to take the field, though I have also painted some clay tools to look like metal so that I can use them as surgical tools.
Because you've still got the, what skills?
Physics skill.
Physics skill.
Yeah. Were you thinking you were going to make me say something else then?
What would I be trying to get you to say?
I don't know. There was something different. I just had a look on your face that you thought I was going to say something stupid.
A little cheeky grin.
Yeah, little cheeky grin.
That's 90% of my personality is my little cheeky grin.
But yeah, so I've made
It's
some
not a big personality.
I've made some impromptu surgical tools. Hopefully the fact that they're made out of wood shouldn't be a problem. They're not sharp or anything.
No, it should be fine.
And they're not being taken onto the actual field. Like, if I do use them, it'll be in the hospital tent.
Yeah.
And that's about all I've made. I am learning some songs. I'm learning Moby Duck from the Longest Johns. And the Rum Money
I
song.
have just been sending you Longest John songs. We learn this.
Basically.
It's Here's a Health to the Company is an absolute jam, and I would like you to sing it.
I long term would look into that, but I'm struggling to remember all the words and all the chords to the 2 songs that I've dedicated myself to.
What you need to get is you could craft this.
Yeah. A
like
scroll.
A little. What I was going to say, a little thing to clip onto your ukulele where you can put sheet music, like the lyrics on.
Oh,
which would be fun. So you clip it on, put it on, and you can read it as you.
I'm not quite sure how that would work as an attachment and how I'd get it so it was facing me as well.
Drill it into the ukulele.
I'm talking more about the wire, the frame. What would I build that out of?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's for you.
You know what? It's fine. I'll just pay someone 5 rings to stand there with the scroll.
This actually would be an apprentice musician.
Perfect. So if anyone's interested, let me know. Come find me at LARP.
I'm looking for an apprentice.
Yes, definitely. No. What I need to do is start practicing the songs without having them in front of me, basically, because that's a massive step in learning them. But then you think, oh, well, I don't know them, so I've got to read it. But,
I've always been tempted to do something at Songs and Stories, but I just don't think I have the guts for it.
I don't know. Well, I'm going to hopefully perform in front of a small group at this LARP, hopefully.
Is that one of your goals?
Yeah. Even if it's just you guys or something. Or I want to go, because I want to go to the Brass Coast for the first night and actually meet some people there. And I've been basically invited to come join people over the Facebook. And they've said, just come and see us and ask to sit by the fire and it'll be fine.
Oh, nice.
So I might take my ukulele and as a price to sit down, offer a song rather than rings. But then that depends entirely on how much alcohol I've consumed and how much
I would, if you want me to drop you in it, if you're ever at Weir with a pub, I might just go, if only we had someone who could play us a song.
Absolutely drop me in it.
And then look at you very meaningfully.
Absolutely drop me in it because I'll never do it.
Yeah,
I need someone to drop me in it sometimes, I think. Sorry, Tom, what have you prepared?
What have you been doing?
Well,
nothing.
I haven't made much myself in the fact I've been getting people to make things for me.
That's very in character.
So I've been
in the most Nietzsche way.
I've been exploiting my poor friend Nick and his 3D printer,
Does he have a 3D printing business?
He doesn't have a 3D printing business. He just has a 3D printer as a hobby.
We could have plugged him.
Yeah, maybe one day. But yes, for the Jolly Jackdaws, I decided rather than getting newer players or older players to have to change their kit to fit the theme and look of the Jackdaws, and because the guild are kind of like a bunch of vagabonds and ne'er-do-wells and ragtag team, rather than having a proper uniform like, say, the Sea Wolves or a more established guild, I have decided to get some kind of jackdaw badges printed, which I have painted silver just to give us a distinct look, so you can tell from somewhere on the body, oh look, there's one of the jackdaws. So it kind of gives us that guild solidarity without having to go too far with the kit.
Do you want a banner?
We haven't got a banner yet.
Should we make a banner?
I think Mr. Salt says he wants to take up the challenge of making the banner. But I guess that could be a challenge for me in the long dark, maybe, also trying to make a banner.
You could at least design it, I suppose. You did say it was quite artistic. And
he's very artistic,
Because I was just thinking, because the banner I've just made is like, you cut out the thing in like a plique yarn, even if it's just like some rogue fabric, that thing that would look quite cool, then you can have that stuck outside your tent.
Yeah, that would look really cool. Remind me where the tent is when stumbling back drunk. Camping next to Magpie E3 was a big there we are.
Yeah.
But now we'll have jackdaws all over our tent.
I haven't painted the jackdaws yet. That's something I still need to do.
That won't take long. Do it at the weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say, get some black spray paint. Do it.
Have you not got spray paint already?
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I need to see if I've got enough Chaos Black.
I'm sure you'd be able to.
I'm sure you can get more Chaos Black.
Yeah, so painted the jackdaw sigils. My friend also painted me some cool rings. Printed me some cool rings, which I am then going to paint, just to give me more bird-like
bird vibes
jewellery. Yeah, really spell out the jackdaw vibes there. And another thing I've done is I wrote a basic version, and then Modesto, one of my new guild members, has looked through it, and I think they said they did an A level at
Law.
for law, yes. So
Yeah.
he's gone through and helped me write contracts for the Jolly Jackdaws. So if we are going out on a mission or a skirmish, people will have to sign for our services first. So they can't escape the debt if they're dead.
I love that. That's
Yeah, I
so
love
good.
that. And also, I need to make a contract between Nietzsche and Lupita. And I like how you suggested that I should just whip it out and be like, actually, according to our contract.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that'd be fantastic. I want to really.
Just whenever he asks you to do something, be like, well, that's not in here.
Well, actually, it's an extra 2 rings for advice because it's not in the contract.
So we've got we've got some really sad news. That sounded really dramatic. It's quite sad though.
It is.
Is that
Yeah.
unfortunately Alex and Chloe aren't coming with us to E4,
Otis and Neve.
which is really because they've only been to E1. We're really excited to go to E4 with them, but they're not coming. This did mean that we had 2 spaces left on our LARP van,
The horse
which
car.
happened the same day as a big froth meet that was going on. So I want to call to action to any LARPers based in and around North Yorkshire and Yorkshire.
Specifically the Harrogate and York area, because North Yorkshire's huge.
Yeah, but it's
depends on
you
whether
say
you-
York's
how you-
accessible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, we all had a froth meet because a couple of the people the crew, so civil servant and pot crew, did a froth meet in York, and it was really nice to meet some players. I mean, half of it was the LARPs and Tarps crew.
Yeah, we did show up in double the numbers.
But it was really nice to get to meet some of the LARPers, and at least one of them is coming with us in our van to the event, and then we found someone else on Facebook who's coming with us. But if anyone's out there, we'd love to do like a LARP
Meet.
froth meet in York at some point. So
It would be very good over the long dark, especially to keep the hype real.
yeah.
Alternatively, Leeds is just as close to us, actually. We're right in the middle.
But York, I feel York's got like
Oh, York is
the,
way
the
better.
pubs and stuff. It would be great.
yeah.
Like,
I know the meeting
got the
wasn't at Valhalla, but we snuck in there for a pint
quick.
before.
for a quick
Even so, they were playing D&D in the pub that we were at.
Pivney,
Yeah.
I would love to. So if anyone, please do let us know if you've got any appetite for it. We probably will try and organise something because it was really good fun.
It would be fantastic. The more LARP, the better.
But it was awesome to have a chat with them about the plans for Empire, trying to get permanent site and stuff.
Yeah, and also there was a person there who was quite ingrained in Vrushka, and I was asking because I'd wanted to go and sit it down there, but then I'd been told during E3 that if I'm not careful, then I might end up dead in Vrushka. So I was able to clarify with her, and
Well, I think my favourite clarification is that she didn't say no. She didn't say that's not
she
the
said
case.
just make sure if they offer you food or drink, you eat it. Otherwise, they will assume you're a monster.
Yeah.
But you can't kill them, and you can't change your form if you have eaten some of their food. And I was like, as long as it's fine, as long as they'll supply me with vegan food or just give me some water or something, that's fine. Just don't kill me. And apparently, they love talking about their stories and their mythology. So I can't wait to do a lot of research on Vrushka on Saturday night.
I do kind of think that's anyone at Empire. Anyone wants to tell you the story.
Yeah, that's true.
100%.
Though I'm very interested in mythology, especially like Eastern European folklore, which is quite a lot of what they're inspired off of, like
Yeah.
Baba Yaga, and I can't wait. Can't wait to hear all about it in context.
It was a really cool meet. If you're listening, it was great to meet you guys.
Yes.
And we look forward to having to meet up again.
Yeah.
I know that at least, like I said, one of them's coming with us in the van down, and then we're going to see one of them again at a player event I'm going to in October.
Well, hopefully I'll meet the Vrushkan in Vrushka.
In Vaushka.
Yeah, it just seems a shame that North Yorkshire doesn't seem to have a normalised meeting of LARP groups.
Yeah, there's been I keep seeing them in Manchester and further down south, and it'd be good to get one up here, even if it's just us. But
Well, yeah, we got to get that going then, don't we?
yeah, exactly. If there's anyone from the local area that would like to meet up, please let us know. Also, if you're not Empire, just LARP in general.
We'd love to get to know other LARPs. I know we
yeah.
want to attend some different
Yeah.
ones.
100%. So yeah, please do get in touch. It'd be great.
Well, I've of course been doing armour maintenance. I remember with weapon and maintenance when I had my tendinitis and couldn't leave work. I was like, well, it's the perfect time to get all the armour out and give it a good oil and shine.
Maintain your weapon.
Yeah, it's only Brigadine, but I will God
Took you
damn
a
it,
while.
Morgan.
I'm sorry.
Mine's only Brigadine, so I don't have to do nearly as much armour maintenance as full plate.
Yeah.
But it's always worth, you put so much money into the armour, you've got to get rid of the rust and make sure it's well maintained and lasts for quite a long time.
I have not done that.
Yours had pre-rust and holes in it anyway.
Yeah, yours is second hand.
Part of the vibe.
Yeah, you're a yo folk. You're not meant to
I'd
have.
say it was my dad's armor.
Yeah.
Didn't loot it off a general.
No, I love that. The contribution to
Though,
the story.
I feel like it makes sense for Tristan to really like polish his armor and shit. I feel like he'd be
It does,
really
that's the thing.
devoted, wouldn't he?
That is the thing. I do need to get on that. To be fair though, it's always covered by something.
Yeah.
My chainmail's beneath.
You want it to last though.
Yeah, I do. I am getting plates soon though, I think. I hope.
You hope.
That's like my nobility goal.
Good old badassing.
I can't wait.
You know, he'll just be walking around the house in his full plate.
Well, before we even went to Empire, like I kept just putting my kit on, my chainmail, and being like, just walking around.
I do like the idea that we'll have our own little LARP meet at some point, and you guys will just be hanging out in your armor, and we'll be like, comfortable there, mates?
No, I'll be wearing my soft kit. I'm not a lunatic.
Yeah.
I can see you just coming in your brigadier.
Yeah, we're gonna walk.
Dangerous.
Gonna walk half an hour here.
The brigadier's fucking heavy. And
No one will be able to get you in that.
trying to convince Kerry to get me in my armor when she doesn't have to.
No, yeah, it's hard enough when you're actually going to battle.
Yeah, so I've been shining that, making sure it's all well maintained, getting rid of any rusty spots. I've also had to do some minor repairs on my new halberd. Unfortunately, on its first trip out in Zenith against the Druge, I must have knocked it against a tree.
So what happened to it?
So a big nick gouge kind of came out of it with some loose latex and whatnot, which was quite annoying since it was the first time out. But I've managed to kind of fill the hole with liquid latex. It doesn't kind of feel like a permanent fix because the colour doesn't match at the moment. I painted over it some Warhammer paint. And
it's subtle enough that no one would notice.
it's subtle enough that no one would notice, but it's bad enough to annoy me, if that makes sense.
You know.
I know it's there. So,
I get that, yeah, 100%.
So
Absolutely.
it'll do for Empire at E4, but once that's done, I'm going to sand it down, try and get some proper LARP paint and some shiny latex and go over it again and make it look good as
I've
new.
got some varnish if the shine is an issue.
Yeah, that's probably going to help. But for now, I was like, if I make it look like it's wood and it's a wood chip or it's just got damp or damaged over the years as a character thing rather than a big obvious black gouge.
It would make sense for your shit to be worn. I mean, you lived in a stable for some time.
My
barn.
stable. My barn, my hayloft.
Hayloft, yeah.
Hey, they always said I had lofty goals.
I like how you started that sentence with hay.
Fuck off.
So yeah, I've been doing a lot of kit maintenance really. Also, under I think it was to Having to Roll's recommendations, I bought plastic boxes to keep all my LARP kit in.
Okay, yeah.
So rather than get them all scrunched up in a bag, it's all now ironed and folded and put into a plastic box.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's in the tent, it doesn't get damp with condensation. And I know where all my LARP kit is. I know it's in the vicinity of this plastic box. So
That makes sense.
rather than just tearing through my bags, like which one did I put it in?
I want one of those now, actually.
When I was at E3, I bought a big wooden chest.
I am a big fan of your chest.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be able to have it kind of just out, so I can have my kind of kit in that, and it's nice because it looks good in the bedroom as well. But I'd love to be able to plug the people I bought it from. I can't remember who they were. They were lovely. But it's nice because I've got like a nice in character. Because when I went last time, I liked to have the tent doors open.
Yeah.
So I've got like a table, but I've got like a cloth over it, and I have like a big old box for my wine bottles and stuff like that.
You booze hound.
Absolutely. Works out really well. And it's a good way to hide my out of character stove, which I use.
Yeah, because you said that you kept yours like outside of the tent even during in character time, didn't you?
My what?
Your stove. To
the
boil water.
Not the stove. Oh, in character time.
In character time.
Yeah, so in character, I had the stove out, but I had something in front of it so you couldn't see it.
Oh,
so it was kind of like I was using it, but it wasn't like obstructing anyone. Like if you came over to talk to me, you'd notice, but it was just.
But it wasn't
kind of
in your face.
Yeah, it wasn't like just out for everyone to see kind of thing.
Because it would be good to be able to heat up some water in the daytime rather than just.
Yeah, I think as long as people aren't noticing as they go past.
I have seen on some LARP stores they got like little Roman fire pits that look quite cool. So
Don't
like
tempt me.
cast iron boxes where you can just put some wood in and then put like some cooking utensils. It's like it might be one of my purchases next year because it might be good to have something small that we can gather around without fear of like spreading flames. It's all in a little box.
I would actually love to just do some like, in-character cooking.
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing.
I did it last event with a gas hob. It's fun until you realise you need to go wash up.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
the only
I've
thing
done
that I
cooking
found.
whilst camping. Well, not cooking, but I've used pans and things whilst camping before.
It was just for me. It was the fact I suddenly went. I kind of like finished cooking and I went. Oh, now I've got to go. I did in the end. I just kind of put the lid on and went. Don't worry about it, and left it. But it was kind of like that moment, and then you're like, I don't want to wash up. I've got game to. I want to go play the game.
Yeah.
Would be the only thing I'd say, but I think it is nice to have home cooked food whilst you're in the field.
Yeah.
I want to know how people store all these things like bacon and whatnot, and like have proper breakfasts. I wouldn't want to risk it.
I'm guessing they probably have like things plugged into their cars, like freezers to keep it cold.
If you think it's only a weekend, right? If you arrive on the Friday and leave on the Sunday, it's only one full day. Because I had a picnic basket and I crammed it full of like frozen. I get HelloFresh and you get those like plastic pouches full of water, freeze them, pack them in, and then have the food in there. And I had like dairy products and stuff, and they were fine all weekend.
Oh, cool.
So it's like it's a risk, but if you think like they used to just keep meat in cold rooms.
Yeah, they used to just dig a hole in the ground.
So like, obviously, just check it's fine before you do it. But I think it's if you get like a cool box dedicated food, fill it with ice, and then put your food amongst it. It's not as big a deal.
I like to have in-character breakfast with you sometime. If we bring some like crusty bread and some honey and whatnot.
They have a place in Wintermark that are doing bacon rolls for 5 rings.
I would like to do some more. You need to do more in-character socialising next time because you were.
Yeah, you just go off and do.
I'm busy. I in my head I come back and again. I didn't really do much to progress my character, and then I list everything I did. It's like, okay, I might have done quite a bit of stuff.
We need to drag you down to the tavern next time. Sit down and Wise Guys.
You've not even really been to Wise Guys before.
I've been passing through. I've spent 20 minutes in Wise Guys with you all together on E1, but that's about it. But when I'm done, I go looking for you guys. But obviously, by that time, it's pitch black. And it's
it'll be worse this event.
Yeah.
It will be.
But I'm already fully booked, it seems, on Friday.
Yeah, I've got my test of metal coming up, which I can't give too many details of. But I'm going to be doing shenanigans this weekend. Which I'm looking forward to.
Before we go, shall we try and set up a time where I'm like, nope, I can't do this. I need to.
Yeah, I think if we try and have a meet-up point, it's like we're having an international meet-up. Because I think as well, it's nice for our characters to be kind of like, it's an opportunity for us to meet friends from across the Empire. Let's go meet you guys, because you'll have words to say with me, because you're supposed to be sleeping in my hayloft that I sold.
Oh, I can't wait till we discuss the in-character letter I sent you.
Can I be there when you discuss it?
Yeah, of course you can. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
I think that was one of my favourite pieces of Pre LARP I did, sending you that letter.
Oh, yeah, that was hilarious. So, yeah, we could kind of say that you were staying in my... I won't say the details.
I wasn't even meant to know this.
No, I was just going to say that your character was sleeping in my character's hayloft. I have recently sold my farm and gone to war.
Shenanigans ensued.
Yeah, the repercussions of which were less than ideal for old.
Will we be able to discuss this after?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
So keep tuned, guys, because I'm excited. some heavy salad going down now.
But yeah, it was. Yeah. What else is going on? I can't wait. I can't believe we're so close.
Yeah, it's really crept up on it. I can't believe it's the last one of the year already.
And we've had some. I can't believe how many. So literally, as we're sitting here, the winds of fortune are dropping.
Finally. Yes, that's what I was going to say. The next thing I want to do in order to prepare is read some of the winds of fortune, because I never know what's going on, and I really need to be a bit more informed this time and have something to talk about.
Yeah, as you say, it's really important. Even if you just look at one Winds of War and focusing on a point as a talking point. It helps game.
That's some really good advice that I was given, and I think it's really good. Yeah, just like pick a wind of fortune that you are really like, this means a lot to my character, and you have something to discuss in the field. Because I think it's fun, because there's quite a few times I'd bring up stuff and people would go, what? I hadn't heard about that. And then you're like, oh, well, let me...
If I don't find anything, I have chosen to be very grumpy and bitter about the fucking floods.
Well, hang on, where are you from?
To Sodom Mestra.
I think I lose half my resources from that as well.
Yeah, I went to war. Not as well as fucking that. Have you heard for those listening, I don't want to talk too much detail, but the raid to Semasuak, people are fucking minted after that. There was so much found from that. We're talking to from the podcast, Jack. he went on the raid and he came back and was like, guys, I've got a lot of stuff to sell next event.
He's
I'm
rolling
so
in it.
jealous.
Yeah, because I've got my my income from a business is halved,
Yeah,
and
my
that's
hers
a
are
big
halved.
hit. So not happy about the floods.
Yeah, I was going to make you guys some hero point potions, but now you're going to have to fight over the one that I could afford to make with my herbs.
Just remember, I'm the one with over a throne, so...
I've got over a throne.
Oh, I know. Let's have a auction for my potions.
Or we could just rob her.
That is true.
That was not a confession of crime, Militia.
Does anyone... But just on an unrelated note, does anyone know anyone that can cast Paralyze?
I can make poisons,
Oh, perfect.
which can be slipped into drinks.
She sells us
Yeah.
the poison. Go on,
Thank you for
Conrad.
that poison.
Yeah, I'll definitely sell you a poison
Now I'm gonna
and not slip you one.
I'm gonna slip that poison into your drink.
Ah, curse your son, yet inevitable betrayal. Another thing I've been on with is people have been why can't we just Sean Connery?
Learn how to speak.
People have been messaging me regarding my business.
Oh no, people have been messaging me about the jackdaws and like because I posted a few posters online beforehand and around the Empire, so they've been asking to have a conversation with me and see if they'd be interested to join. I have kind of got my personal I've got my own rule that you can't join the jackdaws until you've talked to me personally, because I don't want you to join just to be in a group. I want you to want to be with us, and I want you to fit us.
You need to interview.
I don't want a guild that's just numbers. I want a group of friends who are having fun together and causing shenanigans.
It's a game, right?
It's a game at the end of the day. You don't want to just recruit the numbers to be the best and really get clout for the sake of clout.
Quality, not
quantity. We're not really not quality.
Roleplay quality, not actual
I
quality.
think because there's houses that do it. I imagine there's guilds, there's stridings. It's good, but I think, for example, the one that I picked is someone I got on really well with them. They were nice, so it's good for you to make sure you find someone.
Like the Jackdaws was founded by 3 people who'd never met before, who just decided, you know what, there needs to be a new guild in town, so we kind of want that feel and it to grow naturally and be friends and have a good bond. Then once that bond's been made, we'll start to grow from there if we're successful.
Yeah, I do think you should go around and put your Jackdaws leaflet on every single tent you go past. Just pin it on like the pole and just be like Jackdaws, Jackdaws, Jackdaws.
Everywhere Jackdaws. So yeah, I think I've got one person and maybe 2 other friends who's coming to talk to me, so that's potential growth there, so that's a bit of game. It's just nice that people are actually taking interest in and just posting online is paying off.
Yeah, I think most of my I'm gonna try and at least execute parts of my test of metal. Basically I've got to challenge nobles to like a game of wits essentially. So I'm gonna be doing that this weekend.
Could you just bring a ye old Connect 4?
I challenge you to connect the 4 icons.
Just paint it like wood.
And then can you read Lost? Oh my god. And then maybe I want to keep doing my kind of like being an aide, like kind of like, because that was really interesting to kind of listen to important conversations, meet some more ambassadors, because that was just a really easy thing to like, oh, I have a job to do, I'll go do this.
Really embrace your brown-nosing personality.
Exactly, you've got to see what the nobility are doing before you become it.
You need to be the darling to someone's General Melchett.
But yeah, I think that's gonna be a better weekend. I never really know what I'm gonna do till I get there. You know what I mean?
I pretty much wing it.
Yeah.
Now I've got a few strands of game, like I've been like looking at what things are happening in the league that I need to go to, and like making print screens so I remember it. But usually I just wing it. It's like that's the best way to be for a newer player, I reckon.
I am determined to go on a skirmish this event. I'm not. If I get bounced every time again, I'm gonna kick off. But I'm going.
Do you need people in the hospitals for skirmishes?
They usually.
Yeah,
do.
'cause
Skirmishes are more deadly than the battles themselves.
This is what I was thinking, because the battles, like the hospital's always really, really busy. And I was thinking if I try and rock up either at the second day's battle where people might, there'll be less new people who are giving it a go because they might have found they don't like it. I mean, I only did the one time, or I might go and pop in and see if there's anything going on during the skirmishes.
If you go Friday night, they'll need people in hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all
absolutely.
skirmishes on Friday night.
Oh, okay. Because I do want to try and use my physics skill again, but as I say, maybe in a smaller environment, because it can be quite hectic and a bit scary.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think, to be fair, a lot of the time, I think the skirmishes when they're quiet, because I know that they have, for example, sometimes they'll need exorcists, and then like people are running around Anfield screaming for exorcists.
I remember
stuff.
that happened at E3.
Apparently it happens a lot.
Oh,
So
okay.
This event, there's I know there's been a bit of a movement to get a dedicated unit of exorcists.
Yeah.
I love the idea of that, just priests on demand.
Oh yeah.
The power of virtues compels you. Be gone.
Compels, not repels.
Compels. You said compels.
I did say compels.
Yeah, wouldn't it be repels?
No, it's the power of Christ compels you in the film.
Yeah, see, I thought that, but then
Compels
doesn't
you to
compel
compels you
mean
to
like...
leave.
Ah, I
guess.
see.
Yeah.
I get that. See, yeah, because that's confused me for a while, so I'm glad we cleared that up.
There you go.
So I thought that you said
we're
that.
here for you, Kerry. You know, it's learning experience for
LARPs
everyone,
and
not
talks
just
is
the
not
listeners.
just about LARP, it's about life.
And
and tarp.
exorcisms.
But in the end, isn't tarp life?
Tarp is love. Tarp is life.
Yarp.
But yeah, so I assume we'll get anything else discussed apart from just get hyped.
No, get hyped. Let me have a look at my little list.
Sound effects.
Sound effects.
Boop, boop.
Explosions. I think I've talked about everything I want to do. Generally, I've been on the group chat talking to my guild, trying to establish what we want to get done this time. Kind of OC, just a general vibe. I think we also want to go in a little, not a big pub crawl, but go to a couple of bars, really bond together in
Why
characters.
don't you do like, instead of doing every pub in Enville, just do like a pub at every nation?
Yeah, like I don't
But
have
then-
the money to do a whole pub crawl after this financial
But
hit.
then where do you go in Navarre?
The Dog's End.
No, the Drunken Goose. Or the Boar's Head.
No, but if you want a cheap bar crawl, you go to the Dog's End. Best dive bar I've been told in Anvil.
I've never been to the Dog's End.
I have also not been to the Dog's End.
Should we go to the Dog's
Tristan,
End? That's where we should meet.
Tristan would need convincing to go to the Dog's End.
Yeah, come find Nietzsche. You've got to talk to him anyway, haven't you? He sent you a nasty letter, I'm guessing.
It wasn't.
Yeah, I sent it to Nick and he was in tears laughing.
I bet he was.
But no, I was actually just watching Lord of the Rings Return of the King this weekend because it was bank holiday and, you know, best film ever. But I was watching the Hobbits in the Shire at the end, and when they were just in the pub sitting down having that moment, it's like, I've not actually done that LARP yet.
That's what I go to LARP for.
Some of my favourite moments have been in the pub as someone just strikes up a song and everyone
Yeah.
joins in. Because
Yeah.
Oak and Ash and Thorn is like the song that apparently everyone at Empire knows.
No idea.
You need to listen to it, but it's like the song that everyone knows, and if people sing it, people join in. I remember being in a pub and people started singing it. It was a really beautiful moment.
But yeah,
That's
I just
what I want.
really want that nice moment. Like, it's been a hard day at like battle and doing
You can
jobs.
take your
Sitting-
fancy ales, you can drink and buy the flagon.
But the only brew for the brave
Don't carry
and true
copyright. We after us comes from the Green Dragon. But yeah, just want that really natural
Yeah,
end of the day
100%.
feeling. So that's probably going to be my goal this time. Actually, take it a bit slower.
Just quick, this isn't confirmed, but I will probably advertise a bit more before we do it. Something I want to do. So we're not going to have an episode next week because everyone's at Anvil.
Oh, I hear all the viewers say.
I'm so sorry. You'll have to just re-listen to our old episodes. But what I'm
Or come find us at Anvil.
what I'm thinking of doing is doing some in-field recording, and I want to do kind of just like snippets of people explaining why they love Empire or why they love LARP. So if you see any of us on the field, I'll probably put a post up. I might set up my recording equipment outside my tent just before we kick.
It'd be a Friday afternoon thing,
Friday
won't it?
afternoon. Just people. I'd like a few. Just like, why do you love LARP? And then we'll probably try and cut them all together and do something. Because I just think it'd be really nice to get some content from you
Yeah, it'd
guys.
be really inspiring to get as many people as we can at Empire really expressing their love for the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a lovely send off for the year as well, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for listening. Thank you. This represents our 10th episode, so thank you for listening along.
Woo! I can't believe we made it to 10
We
episodes.
Yeah,
hit
it's
double
great.
digits.
Dedication. So thank you for everyone that's been listening. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for coming along on this journey.
And hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you
Yeah,
next week,
Empire.
everyone.
Bye. I know.
Get hyped.
Bye.